ladies. Happy Friday. It is Sarah Shipton here from Scrapbooking with Sarah. I'm coming live to you on Friday the 5th of April, but I was meant to come live to you on Tuesday the 2nd of April for my Technique Tuesday class. I'm a little late. I want to apologise for my tardiness, but I want to also say thank you to you all for your patience, because it has been a hot minute, let me tell you. I'm super excited to be back in my craft room and scrapbooking after 6 weeks off. As many of you know, I was overseas for the Close to My Heart incentive trip in Mexico. We had a fabulous time. And then Darren and I took a cruise with Royal Caribbean through the Caribbean for our 20th wedding anniversary. We had some time in Miami and also New York City. And then I flew to Salt Lake City to be with all of my Close to My Heart friends for a pre-planned event. So I was super happy to be with all of them. I got to see snow, you guys. It was so cool. It was snowing the morning that I left Salt Lake City, so that was pretty awesome. And now I am back in my craft room and I am ready to get back to our weekly scrapbooking challenges. So this is challenge number 1 for April, week 1 for April. So I am giving you some extra time to create your scrapbooking layout. I posted this late, so you will have until the following week. Instead of Sunday, instead of having your layout done by Sunday, you have got until, oh my gosh, what did I put in the Facebook post? Now I'm trying to remember. You've got until next week to get it up, okay? So if you are participating in this week's scrapbooking challenge and you would like to load your layout to be part of the lucky draw for the month of April, then please find the pinned post in our Facebook group, take a photo of your scrapbooking layout and load it to the comments section. So this week I am going to inspire you to create pattern number 30. So we are back to the Make It From Your Heart layout group to share the weekly scrapbooking layouts. Pauline has joined us. Hi, Pauline. Thank you so much for coming on. Oh, she's just working on this layout now. That is so cool. That makes me so happy. I love that. What a fun way to spend a Friday. So we are back to the Make It From Your Heart layout book, volume number 3, and we're up to pattern 30. If you have the book, it's on page 64. If you don't have the book, I have actually loaded the cutting instructions in the comments of the challenge post. So you can fit up to 9 photos on this scrapbooking layout. However, I've got 11 on mine, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. So up to 9 photos. I am using the monthly featured paper collection, which is called Let's Go Anywhere. One of my most favorite things to scrapbook is travel. I know for many of you as well, you also love to scrapbook your travel adventures. So we are working from the very last catalogue that Close to My Heart is going to release. I know that many of you have been keeping up with the news that Close to My Heart is closing their business. The CEO and founder had made the very difficult decision to shut down. The company will officially close on June 30. However, all of the makers, which is what I am, the makers in the field that teach, show and share you and also sell this beautiful product, our maker contracts will come to an end this month on April 30. So this is the last catalogue that we're going to be working from with the Close to My Heart product. Now, I'm going to run through this month's featured paper collection because there are still lots of the Let's Go Anywhere items that you can purchase, okay? So we're going to be working with this collection at my April workshops on the 12th and 13th. If you are a VIP customer and you've got credits to redeem, you can redeem your credits on this product. If you are an online customer or you might be a new customer to me, you can head to my website, sarahshipton.closetomyheart.com.au, and you can actually order this product online and have it shipped direct to your door. I do want to preface that by saying that there is a huge amount of orders in the system at the moment, and the warehouse staff are working tirelessly to make sure that your orders are shipped out. There is a little bit of a backlog, so you might normally have had maybe a week to a week and a half turnaround we are seeing some orders taking up to 2 to 3 weeks to come out. So once you place your order online, you will know that it has been shipped once a tracking link has been sent to you, okay, via email. So thank you for your patience and your grace during this process. I'm actually completely blown away that Close to My Heart have still been restocking product in the warehouse. But we did get an email this week that is going to start coming to an end. So there's going to be a lot of product that you'll see this month on clearance, on sale as well. At the moment, all our Workspace Wonder items are at a 40% off. So a great opportunity for you to save some money there and get your craft space organised. Okay, so let's come back to the Let's Go Anywhere paper collection. A beautiful paper collection. Do you like my nail polish for this month, girls? Can anyone guess which of the colours this coordinates with this month? Yes, it is the beautiful periwinkle blue. So Let's Go Anywhere paper collection. You can still purchase the paper pack and sticker sheet. You can still get the coordinating cardstock and also the die cuts. The stamp set for card making and the stamp set for scrapbooking are both still available to purchase. You can't get the sets with the coordinating thin cuts though. Those have since sold out and have now been retired. The scrapbooking workshop kit has also sold out and has been retired. But the card making workshop kit is actually still in stock. They did get another shipment of that kit come in this week, so you'll find that on my website. If you love to make cards, but even this particular stamp set and thin cut on its own is great for scrapbooking. So what I'm going to do before I get into the technique on the layout is share that product with you up close. So as I mentioned, the paper pack and sticker sheet is still available. So I did get a couple of extra packs for me because I do love this collection. You can see you've got the beautiful scarlet and the sapphire. There's some sticker sentiments here. A sticker banner, which I've used on my scrapbook layout here through the bottom instead of a zip strip. You've got some arrows, passport, toiletries. I love the tags. The tags are super cute. Keys, planes, and the globes with the planes on them. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And then the pattern paper. You've got one large pattern sheet there, and the back side of that is with the passports. And then we've got this beautiful mink grey pattern with the aeroplanes and the geotags. On the back of that, you've got some generic grid paper in the coordinating colours. We've got some dash striped blue scrapbooking paper, again generic, so not travel themed, but then you've got this map on the back side there as well. So I love those colours, and you can see our zip strips along the top here as well. You can trim them off to use them as additional borders on your scrapbooking layout. So the paper pack and the sticker sheet is still available, ladies, as are the die cuts. So you've got the die cut pack there. I love this, really great quality, nice thick die cuts, but they come out really easily. So I do love that. And you've got them here in like the craft paper, like the brown, and then also the black. So I've used some of those on my scrapbooking layout. In fact, some of the embellishments I've used on my layout this week were left over from the scrapbooking workshop kit. And I did buy the stamp set I actually bought the stamp set with the thin cut before I went away. So back on March 1st, I know a lot of you were able to get your hands on this product because you were at my VIP event. So the stamp set on its own, you can still purchase. So I've actually used this title on my scrapbooking layout. So this says, I haven't been everywhere, but it's on my list. I've stamped this here in the sapphire blue. And then I've stamped a couple of the aeroplanes next to it just to make a title cluster here. And then I've used some of the die cuts from the Let's Go Anywhere die cuts just to embellish them. I've got a black one with a little craft arrow overlapping that, and then a sticker from the sticker sheet here. And we've just lifted that up with some 3D foam tape. Here I've used the die cuts with the little geotag and the love heart here, one of the sticker sentiments. So these square papers are really handy to use as embellishment clusters. You might even want to replace a square paper with an extra photo. Here I've done another little embellishment cluster up the top with one of the sentiments. Away we go. I've popped that up with some 3D foam tape and then just popped a little geotag underneath and a love heart sticker with some 3D foam tape. You might notice that my paper's a little bit crinkly in the corner here. Unfortunately, one of my orders that arrived while I was away came on a day that it was raining, and my box was outside for some time before my son came home to bring it in. So I'm hoping that once I've got that obviously in a memory protector and in my scrapbook album, that's going to flatten down a little bit there. I've used the grid paper through the middle here. I've used the pattern paper as my background. So using that pattern paper as a background in the mink where it's not quite like heavy, that looks quite effective. And you can see that you've got the other grid paper on the background here. If you don't like using pattern paper as your base pages, a really handy tip, like I could have actually put some cardstock through the middle here just to ground that as an anchor point and only cut off, that would have been about 2.5 inches here. I could have just cut maybe 2.5 inches off the top here and 2.5 inches off the bottom, and then grounded that through the middle here with some cardstock, and then popped the the sage green grid paper over the top. So sometimes when I buy extra pattern paper, I don't mind using it up. And other times if it's a pattern I really, really love, then I will cut my paper down and use cardstock behind it as an anchor point just to keep everything held together. So that's the stamp set that I've used on the layout. I didn't do any stamping on this side of the layout here because I made some embellishment clusters using some of the leftover die cuts that came in my scrapbooking workshop kit. And I've just popped this sentiment up with some 3D foam tape, a little geotag sticker. So through the middle here where I've got this sticker border, the pattern did say to use a zip strip, but I decided to use up the stickers because I thought they looked really fun. These were stickers that were left over from my scrapbooking workshop kit. So for those of you that have purchased that, you'll be able to use those leftover stickers. And then all of the stickers actually were left over from my scrapbooking workshop kit. And then I've just used the little die cuts here. I've also made a journal box here. So as many of you know, other than the photos, the most important thing that goes on my layout are is my story. So I will always make room for my journaling. My storytelling is very important. You can see here what they've done on the pattern is I've actually journaled straight onto the pattern paper. This was a much lighter green, but what I've done here, because this was blue, this bit of paper here was cut at 3 by 6 inches, and that was to coordinate with the 2 by 2 inch squares here. So I've just cut down some coordinating cardstock in the color of toffee. I love our two-tone cardstock. I've used just the normal side of toffee, but if I was to turn that over, you would see a lighter version of toffee. I have cut that down at 2 by 5 inches, and then I've ruled my journaling lines using my journal pen and my T-square ruler. So I know that many of you know that I love to use my T-square ruler to make my own journaling boxes. So that was really fun there. And then I've journaled the story on there. I love, love, love these photos so much. So the stamp set you can still get on your own. You've got some sentiments here, some planes, the globe. There is obviously the coordinating thin cuts for the suitcase, the passport, the globe, and the sunglasses. If you weren't able to get the thin cut set and you come to my workshops, then you know that you can use my thin cuts at my workshops, girls, okay? So don't be too disappointed if you weren't able to get your hands on the stamp set with the thin cuts. So what I'm going to do today for the technique was on stamping, but today I'm going to show you how to put a flip flap onto the layout. And the reason for that being is that as many of you know, I am going to be transitioning to a new paper crafting company called Stampin' Up. And obviously, the majority of their product line that they have is stamps. And I know that some of you were a little bit concerned about that. For us that love to scrapbook and have been doing this, many of you have actually been doing it with me for the 22 years that I've been teaching. But I want to assure you that Stampin' Up is completely committed to expanding on their scrapbooking line. I've been quite transparent with that in my communication via my email newsletters and also in my Scrapbooking with Sarah Shipton Facebook group. They completely committed to expanding that scrapbooking range, and as has also been publicly announced, Stampin' Up have purchased 4 months worth of paper collections from Close to My Heart. So we will have paper collections that you guys are used to seeing for May, June, July and August, exactly the way that we would normally do them, with the workshop kits, the paper packs, sticker sheets, embellishments, coordinating die cuts, stamp sets, exactly like you guys have been used to. We're going to transition through that for the next 4 months, so it's not going to be too much of a shock. So whilst one of my techniques on here was actually stamping, a lot of people know how to stamp, or for those of you that might be new to my group, I've had quite a few new people join my group or follow me on socials this week since I've made the announcement I'm moving to Stampin' Up. A lot of those girls know how to stamp really well. And so what I wanted to show you today was actually how to incorporate a flip flap onto your scrapbooking layout, because that is going to be a product that is going to be new to you. So yes, for those of you that love your flip flaps, we are still going to have them. Stampin' Up have bought them from Close to My Heart, and they are going to be manufacturing them, and they are going to be part of their product range. So we just need to sit tight and wait for that to happen, okay? I know many of you stocked up on your flip flaps before Close to My Heart after Close to My Heart made the announcement. So let's talk flip flaps. The flip flaps are a memory protector. These are in a 4x6 inch size. Okay, so they're designed for you to get additional photos onto your scrapbook layout, and it creates like an interactive process. Okay, my customers love these. These are one of my favorite products. You get 12 flip flaps in a pack, and as you can see, we've got some flip flaps that are going portrait, and then we've got some flip flaps that are going landscape, or also portrait, or also landscape. So the great thing about this is that you can actually maneuver your flip flap to any way that you want it to go onto your scrapbooking layout, and it is going to make it so fun and so great that you can get those extra photos on your layout. Okay, so how the flip flap works, it is a memory protector. So it is made with the same fantastic product that we put our scrapbooking layouts into, the memory protectors. These are the best quality memory protectors on the market for your scrapbooking layouts, and they're actually sealed around the edges, but you've got one edge of your flip flap that is actually going to be open, okay? And the really fun thing is that it's got this self-adhering strip on the edge of the flip flap, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold the adhering strip underneath itself, so then you close that pocket, it's not open, and then you don't see the adhesive strip when you go to stick that onto your scrapbooking layout. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. Okay, so a very popular product with the flip flaps. They come in lots of different sizes. I'm going to be really honest with you, I haven't jumped on the website this morning to see if there are any of the flip flap sizes still left available. But we had them in a variety of sizes, and I had one of every size in my scrapbooking stash because I use them, and I'm going to show you some other examples of those in just a moment. I use them on so many of my layouts, as do my customers. So we've got 4x6, we've got some 2x2 inch photos here as well. We did sell them in the 2x2 inch size. Actually, I've got some flip flaps here. So we had them in the little 2x2 inches, so they go over your square photos. We had them in the 3x3 inch, again another square size. We had them in the 3x4, so you can use these for portrait or landscape 3x4 inch photos. We had them in 4x4. We had them in 5x7. We also had them, oh my gosh, I loved this size. We also had them in a 6x12, so this is super cool. It actually adds as an interactive flap halfway over your scrapbook layout. And we also had them in the 8x12 inch size as well. Okay, so as you can see, I had one in every size. If there are still some available on my website, please go and grab them. Rest assured, we will see flip flaps continue as I transition to Stampin' Up. I'm not sure though, they haven't indicated in what sizes they're going to bring across, because as many of you know, last year, Close to My Heart condensed the range of sizes that we used to offer. So here is one I prepared earlier for you. I've got some 4x6 inch photos here all ready to go in my flip flap. These are a portrait photo. So I'm going to put them over the top of this photo here. Now, here's my little tip for you when you do your flip flap. Put your favorite photo on the top. Now, sometimes it's really hard, but I like the photos. I love this one here. This is us about to board the Eurostar in Paris, going back to London. And then this is us walking around, or it's dry, walking around the streets of London, not far from the hotel we stayed in, and then having a beer in a pub, which is a very British thing to do. It's a very Aussie thing to do as well. And it was just about before the Ashes were about to start in London with the cricket. So my tip is I usually put my favourite photo, or the one I love the most. It's very hard here. But I wanted to put this one on here because the reason I wanted to put this photo on top is it goes more with the theme of my layout, which was travel. So this was like traveling on the train, Jai leaving us which was a hotel that we stayed at near London Heathrow Airport, Jai flying back on his own. This was our hotel, walking around. So it was a little bit of a travel theme as such, as opposed to like, I know I've got a couple of landmarks in here, but I had to fill in some spots with these photos here. So the story behind these photos, which is why I am using the travel themed photos, the story was very much about, aside from how much fun we had, but how proud I was of my son to get himself from London all the way back to Adelaide on his own. So he's actually wasn't his first overseas flight, but his first overseas flight on his own. So it was a travel story. So quite often my photos will reflect the story of what I'm trying to share here. So that's what it was very much about. So this is why I've got a travel photo. I take lots of photos of us boarding buses and trains and planes when we travel, because that is a fun part of traveling. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my scrapbook layout into my memory protector. I prefer to use, it's personal choice. We have both top loading and side loading sleeves. I prefer to use side loading sleeves, so it's actually sealed around all of these edges here, because this is the middle of the album. And when my scrapbook album is sitting upright in a shelf, this is sealed. I don't get any dust kind of like tipping down into the top loading sleeves, but it is purely a personal preference. So I've got my scrapbook layout there in my memory protector. And now we're going to put the flip flap over the top. So I've already put my photo in, and you want to think about which way the flap is going to open up. So because I've put it this way here with the adhesive strip on the side, it's going to flip out like that. So this is the edge of my album. I like having my flip flaps here as opposed to sometimes in the middle, and it flips out when it's on a D-ring. It's going to stop about there. It won't actually lie flat when someone's looking through your scrapbook. So I do quite often like to put my flip flaps on photos that are towards the edge of my page, or I might have it flipping back this way, or I might have it flipping up, or I might even decide to have it flip down. So it's really a personal choice, okay? So I've put my photo in, and another little tip I want to give you here is I actually stick my photo back to back before I pop it in the flip flap. So that means it's not going to slide around there, okay? So one thing to keep in mind is that if you're going to flip your photo up, what I always do is I get my photo that's going to be on top, I turn my photo up, and then I put adhesive on the photo that's going to be on the back, and then I turn it over and stick it down. So I make sure that it's flipping up the right way. As you can see here, that wouldn't have worked because Jai would be upside down. So I would have made sure that I would have stuck my photo that way, so when it flips up, you're actually looking at it the right way up. So that's a little tip there for you. Now, I put my flip flap onto the top of the memory protector. I have seen some people cut or like slice a hole through the memory protector. I cannot do that. I feel personally that they're designed to be stuck on the top. Some people actually cut the hole and have the flap coming up and out of the memory protector. But I think it looks much nicer and cleaner having the flap stuck on the top. So I've peeled my adhesive strip off there. And what I'm going to do, this gives good stick, but keep in mind, if you get it down, you're like, oh my gosh, it's not completely covering or it's not straight, you can quickly lift it up. So what I do is I just take each corner here of the flip flap, and I'm aligning my photo over the top of the photo I've already stuck down on the base page of my scrapbook layout. And then I'm just going to run my finger along that adhesive strip to apply some pressure, and I'm sticking that over like so. That is the other reason why I love to stick my photo back to back before I put it in the flip flap, because if there was a white edge there, that would do my head in and it's harder to see if I'm lining up over the top of my photo. Stuck that over the top of my photo, so when someone is looking through my scrapbook album, they can, it's interactive, they can open that up. A really fun thing I do love to do as well is actually cut little tags and stick them over the top. There is a fun product that's coming. I'll be sharing that with you after May 1st to help you do that. We did have a thin cut in Close to My Heart, the tags and tabs thin cut, and you can actually cut out cardstock, complementing cardstock with your scrapbook paper, and you can stick that over the top of the flap. So the person that knows, that's looking through your scrapbook, they know that it's interactive and they know that they're meant to actually flip that up. So I do love that. I think that's super, super clever. So that is how you pop a flip flap on a page. I hope you have had fun watching that. I hope you are going to pop this on your wish list. If we have some in stock already now, or when we go live on May 1st. So the other tip I want to share with you is thinking about where your adhesive strip is going to go. If I had someone's face right here close to the edge of the photo, yes, the adhesive strip is clear, but as you can see, you can very faintly see that adhesive strip. It will actually, you can see here, it sort of almost dulls the color of my photo. So that's the other thing you want to give consideration to before you decide where to pop your flip flap. So I have just popped mine there on the outside page, on the outside of the layout. So that is my scrapbooking layout for this week. Super excited to bring next week's layout to you. I am going to be working with this collection all of April, so please join in on the challenges. I also just wanted to share that I've had some questions from a VIP customer this morning on behalf of some other VIP customers. And can you still use your Close to My Heart product after May 1st when I transition to Stampin' Up? Yes, of course you can, girls. Of course you can use the product that you have already got. There's not going to be any rules, any stipulations. I've always had a BYO project option for my scrapbooking workshops. Every month I offer that, a BYO project, so you can bring whatever you want to work on. You can work on the monthly featured paper collections, or you can choose to invest in Stampin' Up product as I release that from May 1st onwards. Stampin' Up and Close to My Heart have been very gracious in giving us a transition period. So I will be able to sell both Stampin' Up and Close to My Heart product all the way through to the end of this year. So that includes product that I still have in stock. I'm also going to be showing you, please stay tuned and be patient with me. I'm going to be showing you how you can incorporate both Close to My Heart product and Stampin' Up product together. So using up the papers and the cardstock that you've already invested in, using some stamp sets and thin cuts that you might have already invested in, and showing you how to mix and match those products together. So yes, of course, girls, you can use and bring the product that you have already purchased and invested in. You know that I'm a very big advocate of helping you scrap your stash. I talk about scrapping your stash every week with your scrapbooking layouts. So yes, you can keep using the stuff that you know and love. And I'm going to show you how you can combine the two together. So I really hope that helps to reassure any of you that might be feeling a little anxious or a little bit nervous about that. I'm not going to ban you from my workshops for using the Close to My Heart product that you've already invested in. Absolutely not. That's what we're here to do. I've got product, girls, that I've bought and invested in that I still want to use too. All right. So it's going to be all good in the hood. Please do not worry about that. The fact that we can still come together and scrapbook, and I will do these weekly challenges with you every week still, is what's most important. Have a great weekend, girls. I will be back to doing my scrapbooking challenge and Technique Tuesday on time next week. Now the dust has started to settle a little. I appreciate your patience. Enjoy the sunshine. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching.